Welcome back, everyone, to Four Eyes, the podcast series that gives you a clear view into the optometry world across Canada and the U.S. We are your hosts. I'm Dr. Amrit Bilku.
Hi, I'm Dr. Deepan Kaur.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ravinder Randhawa.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alex Kuhn.
Sorry, my voice cracked a little when I was like, hi.
Well, too bad. This is live, so there's no going back. Okay, it's not live, but still, I'm not going to edit it to make you sound better, so too bad. We just wrapped up what we call season 2 of all of our episodes for all of our listeners that have been following us. And we had banger after banger after banger of episodes, okay? And we interviewed like one of the best optometrists, healthcare professionals. So
all right, when you were saying banger after I'm like, who the heck is Dr. Banger? Like, when did we interview a Dr. Banger? I was like, what?
Banger episodes, okay?
You it's really like emphasize that NG in there. It's like banger and banger.
No, they were bangers, okay? They were pretty fire. So I'm pretty proud of us. And our podcast just grew exponentially. Now we're just going to take a break again from recording. So obviously we always end our seasons with our happy hour episodes that are not educational. You won't learn shit. It's going to be very unprofessional.
You'll learn about us.
Yes, but you'll learn about us. So basically shit. No one cares. No one cares about us.
This is mostly for us.
This is.
To look back on.
So, and usually we call this a Q&A episode, but it's not really Q&A today because us four haven't even been in the same Zoom session together in a long time. So honestly, we're just really catching up, and then you guys are going to just tag along and catch up with us. Well, even though it's happy hour, I'm not drinking. I think we only have one person drinking here today. Obviously, we all know who that is. Rav.
Right here. I'm drinking my gin and tonic with some
Show off that grapefruit, Rav. That chopped up grapefruit.
She cut that herself. That's a lot of effort.
No, actually, I didn't cut it. Harv cut it.
Oh my God.
This is pre-sliced by Harv.
So wait, what is it called again, Rav? The drink?
The gin?
Or the gin.
Oh, it's called Empress. Empress is
so it's like
purple gin.
It's really cool.
Yeah. It's like a different type of purple, and then you put with tonic water. It changes color a bit.
Oh, that changed from like blue to purple?
Yeah, it's like one of blue in the bottle, and then changes into like a lavender color.
As it gets colder, does it change to purple, or is it?
No, I think like as you mix with the tonic water, it changes the color.
We're going to talk about this gin for like the 40 minutes.
Oh, interesting. This is very...
This is funny. I'm just like listening to us ask about her gin. Like, so when the temperature changes from 0 degrees to 5, then it turns to a fuchsia, right? Instead of a lavender color.
We're always
as they get more and more drunk, it changes color.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Have you guys seen the vodka bottle though that has like glimmer? It's like glimmery. Like,
the one that has like little gold like flecks in it?
The one that I've seen, it's like a violet color and then it has like silver specks in it. And I should
So is it like edible glitter in the vodka?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I've never seen that.
That is also
that's pretty cool.
Fancy.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Let's actually catch up. So I feel like the first question is going to be, what has significantly changed in your life in the last month?
Well, me and my husband actually bought a house.
Well, you should start with you got married.
Oh yeah, I got married.
Yes. And we didn't know.
Yeah. Okay, so it was a whole COVID thing where we decided to postpone like the big like party until next year, but then we called it paper married because literally it was me, Jordan, his parents and siblings, and then my parents and one of my brothers and his family. So there's literally like 12 people there. And so we got paper married, and then my other siblings like FaceTimed in, which was cool. But and then we're gonna still have like our big, well, at this point we're supposed to have our big celebration next summer, but we'll see.
No, that's happening because we are excited to be
Yes.
in Alaska for the first time ever. So it's happening.
We're
No
gonna
matter
be there
what.
regardless.
We're still gonna come. We're still gonna go.
Whether there's a reception or no reception, you're gonna see us there.
Yeah.
So we basically sent cupcakes to Alex because Rav had the idea to send cupcakes to Alex because it was supposed to be her wedding day on that day. And then obviously it got canceled. So Rav was like, we should send her cupcakes. And then Alex thought that we sent her cupcakes because we knew that she signed her marriage certificate. So she was like, oh my God, guys, thank you. And then Deepon, I think like 3 days later, was like, hey, did you know Alex signed her marriage certificate? I found out on Facebook. And I was like, what?
So Alex and I are the only ones that have Facebook, and Rav and
Yeah.
Amarit do not.
Yeah,
So that was just
That makes it hard.
Facebook randomly, and it
Yeah.
was like everyone was like saying congratulations to Alex, and I'm like, for what?
For what? Missing her
I'm
wedding?
like, what am I missing? I talk to this girl every week. I'm like, what just happened here?
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was like Alex got married, and then I quickly texted you guys, and I was like, yo, I think Alex got married, and I don't know why we don't know this.
I was like, are we not all friends anymore? That's going to be really awkward at the next episode that we all have to do.
I swear I told you guys that was the plan from the start.
Oh, we had no idea. And then it was so funny when we told you, and you were like, well, why did you guys send me cupcakes? You're like, because you canceled your wedding. And we were like, what?
The message for the cupcakes even said, sorry, your wedding got postponed due to COVID.
Oh,
But I was
man.
thinking, well, like, I mean, really, it did. We just got like paper, you know what I mean? Like, it was.
You're still legally married.
Yeah,
Communication at its finest, people. That's what it was.
Basically.
That's a true friendship. We just assume a lot
Yeah.
and talk shit when we're mad. And then we talk afterwards and we're like, oh, we were wrong. Okay.
I don't know. I think if we found out that you actually got married, you missed out on a better gift, Alex.
Yeah.
You missed out on a better
We would have
gift.
sent a whole cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and Rav are now new homeowners. And honestly, we haven't even talked about that completely. So, Alex, what happened with you and Jordan buying your new home? Like, what was that whole process like?
Well, it was a shit show because the market is insane up here. I hear it's insane everywhere because of the interest rates. But basically, our house was on the market for 10 hours and there was multiple bids on it. So it was pretty crazy. And the funny thing is where we bought the house is actually below my old neighborhood where I used to four-wheeler. It used to be just open field and like this great view of the mountain. And so it's just funny that Jordan and I like buy in that same neighborhood. So
The view's crazy. Like, it's so nice and it's so like homely. Like when you showed us pictures, it's very beautiful.
The yard is ridiculously large for the dogs, which is good.
Yeah.
And for your next 6 dogs that you're gonna get,
like, our
free
house
into that yard.
Is gonna be the dog, and I'm like, Jordan, we don't need another dog.
And then Rav, so you and your husband also got a new condo in downtown, right? So what was that like?
The market here in Edmonton's a little bit slower. So it's not as crazy as Alaska. So there was no bidding war. So that was one good thing. Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of stressful on its own way. Just a lot of paperwork, a lot of, you got to get this. You got to review all these documents. This is a closing day. You need to give your deposit. You need to go see this lawyer.
And Rav's like, work?
I know,
I
man.
don't want to do that.
Oh my God. For anyone that knows me and Har, we're the most laid back people ever. I think we give our the mortgage lady a headache and our real estate agent a headache because we just wait till the last day to do something.
Ah, yes. That's
literally
that is Rav.
Yeah. I think it was our offer that we had to sign, and offer was due at 9:00, and then we didn't sign it till like 8:57, and she was freaking out.
Look at Alex. She's not having this right now.
Alex, okay, I know Amrit won't remember this because you weren't at Rav's wedding, but even your wedding planner
Yes.
was like freaking out
Yeah.
because every or like anything that Rav and Harv had to make a decision on
Yes.
would be like to the very end, like, and she'd be
Yeah.
like, "Tell me what
Yeah.
you want," and Rav and Harv would be like, "Well."
We're very laid back people. We just go with the flow. That's why we decided to
Yep.
get married in Mexico, you know.
You go behind the flow. The flow is ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely I felt bad for my wedding planner.
Aw.
Well,
Yeah.
I will have to say that venue was the
Yeah.
best resort, whatever that I've ever been
Yes.
to.
Oh,
and same
yeah.
with Jordan. I think
Oh,
that might have
yes.
been Jordan's first like vacation,
Mhm.
Mhm.
like ever kind of thing. And so
No, that resort was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was really nice.
I miss a room service.
Deepon, what changed in your life? You also got a new place. Everyone got a new place
Yeah.
except me.
But I don't own.
Amber, you have a new place.
Yes.
I do not own. I'm still renting. Yeah, so I I literally just moved across the street from my old apartment to my new apartment. Got to a higher floor. There's a I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like a better you can't see it really, but there's a better view. I like it way better. And this is in Lethbridge, so I go home. I go back to Calgary on the weekends a lot. But
Are dogs allowed at this point?
yes.
Oh,
Oh, I only move
Ooh.
into apartments where dogs are allowed, but I did sign
because she
up.
creeps on all of them.
No, but I did. I'm not probably not gonna have. Well, actually, I don't know, but I did sign up on a waiting list to get a Labradoodle for next year,
Oh,
2021.
nice.
So I find out about litters coming in, I think early next year, and then hopefully I get my hands on one of those.
Yeah, that's what you do in the dog apartments. You look at all of them and then you start making your hand gestures like this. For anyone watching the IGTV, yeah, don't live in an apartment near Deepon if you have pets or children. I don't know.
And there's so many people in this complex that have dogs. It's nice because when I go in the elevator, I'm like, "Oh, let me pet your dog."
Yeah, everyone actually moved into new apartments or, started
Going to.
life, and I moved back home. So
Yay.
But
You
not
still
for
moved
long.
to this place. Like
temporarily, but there's
Yeah.
no end date right now.
Is Ajin at home too right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We have both moved back home, and I feel like I'm 17 again, where my lazy level has gone over like through the roof. It's so hard. Like I wasn't expecting that. Like living on your own, I did all my chores. Made my own meals. Obviously, did everything on your own. And now being home, you just kind of jump right back into those teenager habits that you had. So I've taken like a step back, and now my mom makes me like chai 3 times a day, and she packs my lunch for me. I drive my parents' car to work. I'm literally just the most
But
useless
think about
child at
all the
home.
money you'll be saving. Yay.
Yeah, it's not here yet, so I can't think about it right now.
You get your first paycheck when? In 2 weeks?
Okay, so I'm working 2 jobs, so it's
Yeah.
a little hard to keep track with the paychecks that are coming because since I started early September for both of them, they each pay different times of the month. So one
Oh.
pays at the beginning of every month, one pays at the end of every month, and then OHIP billing, so the government or provincial insurance pays me separately as well in the middle of the month. I think it's just
that's awesome. You get paid 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
that will be nice starting next month. So I work at a private practice now that has been established for about 20 years, and they also specialize in VT. So I'm getting a little bit of experience there. And then I'm also working at a lens crafters. So I'm getting a lot more of that corporate experience there. And you know what? I want to give a big shout out right now to everyone listening about corporate optometry. I've only been there for like 3 days. Corporate optometry is way harder than everyone makes it out to be. And it's not just because the exams are 15 minutes. It's because like most of your patients that come in, and Rav obviously would agree with this, they are normally healthy. They just want their glasses. They're not really interested in talking to you about everything else. So in 15, 20 minutes, you know, they're pretty much out the door. But I've already had those moments where a patient comes in, something's abnormal, and I don't have an OCT. And you could figure it out, but you don't have the time. So then you have to refer everyone, even though you might know what it is and you could figure it out.
But I think not having an OCT, that's really hard.
That's
because,
hard.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
like one of the, that should be like a staple equipment piece now, like a phoropter.
It should.
I don't know.
It should.
I feel like just having even just retinal photography is not enough, because then you'll just end up referring everyone, which is fine because at least there's still care for the patient. But
I would find out who you're referring to and develop a good relationship, because granted, when I joined my dad, and so I automatically have these referrals that I can send out to, and I know these people will not know them, but I know they'll send people to me and I'll send it back. So we get a lot of referrals from like Walmart because they don't have all the equipment, and we basically do a glaucoma workup, and we'll be like check all the stuff, and then we send back all the results. And we're like, this is what we found. You can keep doing glasses and we can do the medical side. Just so, and to be honest, like I don't judge them at all, because I get it. They don't have the equipment. They don't have time. Like we have the equipment. We have multiple people. Like,
as people say, like, I don't know, corporation is like really looked down upon. And I work at one of the locations that's next to LensCrafters, and I absolutely love working there.
Yeah.
It's a fast pace too, but at the same time you see a lot of disease. We do have all the equipment. We have the OCT, we have the visual field, we have opto. So I'm at a bigger advantage where I get to kind of fully manage the patient and just only send out if they really need to see a specialist. And it's good. Like I have the techs that do all the work for me, and I just have to just kind of look at all the results, and I am getting paid for what I study, not for actually doing the exams.
Yeah.
Whereas as a lot of the private practice, you sometimes have to do the exams yourself, like the visual field. And that's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes out of your time. You're just sitting there doing the visual field with them. And you're like, I'm not really getting paid to sit here, and like, I'm just not what I went to school for, right?
Yeah. Well, that's
you
kind of
tell
like,
him, Rav. You
that's
tell
kind
him.
of like what Rav was just talking about. That's kind of my current work environment right now.
I have two jobs.
Yeah. But my company is so small, and then I only have one other staff member that kind of pre-tests, works the front desk, and does everything. So that means I have to do the visual fields. I have to do the contact lens teaches. I have to do a lot of extra stuff where I'm like, okay, so now I'm doing a visual field for like 20, 30 minutes. So now a patient can be booked in that time. So yeah. So, I mean, we've all kind of worked for a year now, besides Amarit. I mean, you did your residency for that year, but I think you kind of learn what you like and what you don't like. And I think one of the biggest lessons for me out of this year is, because one of my goals, is to eventually own a practice or partner up with someone to own a practice, right? Like, I think that's everyone's goal.
Alex is already there.
What's that?
Alex is already there. Yeah. She's like quiet. She's like,
I know. I'm already at that goal, but thank you.
I mean, it is my dad's practice.
Well, your partner, right?
Something that I'm very happy about is I don't have to do contact lens teaches, and I do not have to do visual fields. We have techs that do
when
it.
you have
but
staff
it's like
for that,
working in different environments is really important. Like, I don't think it's too smart, especially after you graduate, to just work in the same place for like years. I think it's smart to kind of change up your job every once in a while. Oh, not even once in a while, every year maybe, to see what you like and what you don't like.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. When I first started out, I worked at like 4 different clinics.
Yeah.
And because of that, I kind of found what I liked, and I'm working at where I like the best. And it kept my options open. You know, I wasn't just locked down with one clinic, and like I wasn't locked in a contract where I was like, if I hated it, I couldn't get out.
And then
starting
you meet
out.
so many other
Yes.
ODs as well. And, you know, if
Yeah.
you're looking for a different opportunity, you can always ask and be like, hey, like, have you heard about anything? And it's just more networking that
Mhm.
way instead of just kind of
Mhm.
staying at one position or one job. And I mean, unless you really like it and you know you're going to be able to eventually be a
Mhm.
partner in that clinic or
Mhm.
own that clinic or something, like if you have that whole thing going on, that's great. But if you're not really sure what you want to do, I would switch it up every
Yep.
year and kind of
yeah.
figure it out because
Every clinic has a different flow. They
Mhm.
have their own ways of working things, their own ways of scheduling patients. So you got to see what works best for you.
Yeah.
And like, I never thought I was going to be liking working next to Lens Crafter. And here I am.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah,
what I
like
do.
a year
right?
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I? Oh, I also wanted to ask you guys genuinely because I need to know, what are you guys watching now? Our last Q&A happy
Okay.
hour was a long time ago. I started to watch a new show, but I definitely need new recommendations. And I know Deepon has a lot, but anyone else? What are you guys watching?
I just finished, me and Har, we finished watching the Avatar. It's on
Okay,
Netflix. It's
yeah.
like a cartoon
Watch
show.
that.
Oh,
I was like, the movie or like
I was like, Rab, that came out like 10 years.
I know it was. I think it was recently released on Netflix, so
Yeah,
we
it's an
started
anime.
watching it.
Yeah, that's like an old anime show. Ajin made me watch it with him too.
is it really
Yeah.
that good?
I liked it. I actually
It's
really
okay.
liked it.
All
Well,
right,
speaking
well.
of cartoons on Netflix.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Wait, is it Rab? Is it for adults or is it for everybody?
It's for everyone.
So I finished Big Mouth all I think like 5 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
With my lunch breaks from work. And then I moved on to F is for Family. It's that show
Yeah.
created by or based on Bill Burr, the comedian, on his life. And I like this cartoon even more than Big Mouth. It's a really dark comedy, so
Yeah.
it's really good.
Is this the same creator of Bob's Burgers?
No, but it's so funny. Like the first season, the first few episodes are kind of slow, but then when you keep on watching it, there's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Where's that
The
about?
Boys is out on Amazon Prime.
That's the other one that my
Yes,
sister told
I
me
have
about.
not seen it yet.
Yeah, that one's
They only
good.
came out with 3 episodes.
What?
Wait,
That's it?
what?
Yeah, they only released 3 episodes right now.
I've heard a lot about The Boys. I think you guys are like the 10th
pretty
people
good.
that are like, you guys have,
It's
you
like
have to watch this.
way
So-
up there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
It was a good show. Yeah.
I think the only show that Ajin and I started watching on Netflix recently was The Blacklist. I think that's been out for a long time because there's like 7 seasons. Never heard of the show before. So we started with season 1. That's a really good one. I feel like it's almost like a Person of Interest. If you guys know about that show, that's a really old show. So Blacklist is about this criminal who basically turns himself into the FBI, but in order to gain immunity, he gives them insight on like a lot of the other criminal activity that's happening. We've only seen 2 episodes of season 1, and the amount of plot twists in the episodes, like 5 different events have happened within the first 20 minutes of episode 1. So it hooks you like really fast if you're one of those that doesn't have the patience for like, you know, a show that slowly builds up. What
I've
are
been
you watching, Alex?
Yellowstone. Have you guys heard of that?
Ooh. Mm-mm.
It's basically about a family that has a ranch in Montana, and it's like about all the like things they have to do to keep their ranch, and there's a lot of murdering, there's a lot of horses.
Ooh,
Where
like
do you watch
crime?
this show? Is it on Netflix?
It's on Prime. You have to
Oh.
rent it actually, so you have to pay extra.
pff.
I
No,
know.
we're not doing that.
It's really pretty though, like all the scenery and everything. They make Montana. I mean,
Yeah.
Montana is really pretty, but they make it look like really great.
So is it like a thriller or just like a drama?
But it's more of a drama than
Yeah.
anything.
Any books anyone's reading?
Re-listening to Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Is that
I
actually
need that
good?
book. I
It's
need
actually
that
really
one.
good. I read it
Yeah.
and then I got it on Audible again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like listening to it in the morning. It just kind of like pumps you up in the morning.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
it's good. It's very relatable. It's very like, as Mark Manson would say, not a quick fix. It's more about like
Yeah.
looking at like kind of your deeper issues, and
Mm-hmm.
he points out like stuff that you don't really think about, or like sometimes
Yeah.
you just need to hear someone else say it.
Yeah.
And then he does actually post a lot of blogs too on his website.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
they're a really good read. They're like 10 to 12 minutes read, and they're different
Mhm.
type of blogs about different things.
Yeah.
I like reading
okay.
those too. Yeah.
What I have another question. So
Yeah.
what did you guys spend on your very first paycheck? Or like what did you do with your very first paycheck? Do you guys even remember?
Bills.
I think I literally paid my credit card off because
Yeah.
my credit card was pretty
Actually, no. I didn't spend money on myself. I actually
Mhm.
took a huge portion of my paycheck and I saved it up for my family's Christmas presents because I knew that first
Oh.
Christmas I owed my parents,
A lot.
sister, and brother-in-law a lot. So
Yes.
I was like, all right, this is my first Christmas where I'm going to be getting them like extravagant gifts.
Yeah.
The one and only time. So
We're gonna do that this year. We're gonna be like, where's
yeah, I know. So I think I put away a lot of my paycheck for that. And then I put a lot of, or like some of it away for like loans or bills. But
Yeah.
no, I did not blow it on clothes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
So
blow it on
mine-
clothes either.
Clothes.
So I haven't even had my first paycheck yet, and my parents have already claimed it like 100%. So I don't know. I know my parents, they have shoes, but they don't have like nice running shoes or like fancy, like brand name. Like my dad has like, the New Balance dad shoes, and then my mom has the
New Balance
Skechers.
is awesome. I have New Balance.
Yeah. But so I basically, I think my first paycheck is going to be a cute little family thing where we're all going to get matching shoes, but they're going to be like Adidas, like Boosts or something like really fancy that like my parents have never had. And then we're all going to get like the same color and like take a little picture with all of our feet together. We talked about this for a long time, and that's the only thing we could agree on.
That's nice that your parents understand those sentiments, because my parents would be
Yes.
like, I don't understand what you want us to do.
So on behalf of Four Eyes, we do want to give some shout outs to people that have really been supporting our podcast throughout this whole time. I definitely want to give a shout out to Opto Turban, Dr. Kimberly Chan, Dr. Diana Nguyen. There's a lot more, but those specific people have really given our podcasts a lot of shout outs in the past couple of months. And so thank you so much. Dr. Harbir Sayan, too. He's been giving us a lot of shout outs. And all of our listeners, we still have the stats, and we have tons of listeners from different countries, too. So it's really cool to know that we're still going worldwide and people aren't ignoring us. We're getting tired of us. So thank you again so much for listening to our podcast. You guys are really helping us out, and just to get our names out there and get our info out there. A lot of people have now been DMing us on Instagram. So please DM us. Let us know what you think and give us suggestions for season 3 of what you guys want to learn. Because we already have a good lineup of people that we're going to bring on. But if you want more of those like clinical episodes that like the 4 of us do, just let us know what you want to hear, and we'll definitely cater to what you guys want. So yeah.
I had a case yesterday. So I had 2 identical twins. So their left eye, they're both emmetropes, and right eye, their prescriptions -6.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Identical. They're both amblyopic. So they're both
Mhm.
like 2100 in the amblyopic eye. No improvement in VA with the additional prescription. And I took a optos of their eyes, identical eyes. It was so creepy.
Yeah.
They had the same amount of peripapillary atrophy, and they had this temporal thinning going on as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the exact same spot. I thought I was looking at the same eye.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
twins are pretty cool, seriously.
Yeah.
I had a BV exam with two like 8-year-old boys and exact same thing. They
Right?
were both exos, they both had CI, they
Yeah.
both had AI, they both had the same prescription. I was literally just kind of going back and forth between both of their exams and their charts looked the exact same.
Yeah.
So I joined this app called iWard, EYEWARD, and I only found out about it because the 2020 Glance newsletter gave a shout out to this app. It's for basically for doctors who work in a solo practice, and all of us kind of that don't really know what is going on with their case, so they send it.
Yeah.
They send like these pictures into the app, and then other doctors can come online and like give their opinion on what it is. I've been looking through the app, and yeah, it's like
you can see other people's like inquiries and
yeah.
Cool.
So, and you can respond what you think it is. So you could put up a couple of those pictures if you have them. Be like, hey, what do you guys think this
is? Do you
is?
just register and it's free to join?
Yeah, nice. I forget who the creator is. Oh, Steven Atala is the creator of the app, and he got a shout out on the 2020 Glance newsletter. And
I might just download that.
Our last question is going to be: we name our favorite episode of season 2.
Ooh, I gotta
pull up all the episodes. I don't even know. I feel like we just put out
do a
banger after banger after banger. I just don't know what episode. Sorry for all of our listeners.
Banger.
For our listeners, when I said banger episodes the first time, Deepon told me that it sounds really weird when I say it, so I'm just gonna say it again and again and again. Let me look at this list of banger episodes here. Okay, can I separate them into categories? Because some of them are my favorite for different reasons. So like we do episodes sometimes where it's the 4 of us together and we share our own clinical tips based on like our experience and our research. So in that sense, one of my favorite episodes was our headache one, identifying vision related headaches and migraines. I feel like we did a lot of research for that one. We vibed really well on that one. It was a lot of fun recording that one. So that's my favorite when we were all together.
It was actually very useful. I went back and listened to it again, and I actually read our notes again because especially now we had a lot of patients complaining about headaches.
Yes. Yeah. Just with COVID too, like just a lot of eye related headaches. I would say my favorite interview, I guess, that we've done with people, a lot of our interviews were good, but I think the one where I learned the most new information was probably the STIs. Also, just because Dr. Mika Moy is very animated with her stories, so that was a lot of fun. And Dr. Harpster is just an angel, and she's super sweet. And I think I had a lot of fun doing that episode with them. But there's so many good ones.
Go ahead, Deepa.
Yeah, it's hard to pick, but I think the one that I learned the most, or I guess with the most new information, was with the interview we did with Dr. Laura Perryman, Beauty and the BS Film. I really, really liked that interview. I thought that was a great one, and it was really easy to listen to, and the flow was perfect, and I really liked that one. That was my favorite episode. It's like actually really hard to choose, because then I was gonna say runner up would be the finance episode. Actually, I really liked that one too.
My runner up would probably be, there's a lot. I think, you know what, just because it's more recent and I just have a better like memory of doing these more recent interviews, I had a really fun time talking with Dr. Vafai on glaucoma progression. I think we all vibed really well with him too. We learned a lot, and he was just a lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah, and he's really like animated too. Like he's just
animated too.
Really great like personality to interview and stuff. So
I definitely liked the finance was my favorite too. Just because that's something I'm really into right now. because I'm trying to
Yeah.
pay on my debt. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm into investing too, which I have no money to
Yeah.
invest, but something I can look into.
Might as well be ready. Be prepared.
I want to retire early. I want to have a wealthy life and relaxed
Yep.
one. But I think my second most favorite one, probably how to become we did with Dr. Nana Abosu.
Yes, like private practice
Yes.
management.
So, yeah,
Yes.
tips on being a private practice owner. He had really, really good points out there.
Mhm.
Some things I didn't even consider. I think I learned a lot from that, So definitely I
Oh.
probably will be going back to that podcast in the future if I'm ever
Yeah.
thinking about owning one.
100%.
And
So,
shout out
yeah.
to Dr. Nana Owusu for that, because my sister, who's a pharmacist, even listened to that episode and she really liked it too. She was like, oh, this is like, she even kept some tips in the back of her mind
Yeah.
for what he said. So yeah, no, that was a really good episode.
Mhm.
I agree, Rav.
I mean, okay, I'm a little biased just because I love talking to them again, was Dr. Pizer, and then I don't know if Dr.
Yes.
Mothersaw was this season or last season.
He was this season, yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
a
He was the
season two.
season 2. Yep.
Okay.
ICO fam.
Like a big like mush together with the season 1, season 2 for me, but I definitely will say those two because it was nice talking to them again and
Mhm.
Yeah.
catching up and everything. So
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna like, now worst interview. So
Okay.
I didn't like.
So,
Kidding.
you know what's really funny though? It's like thinking of how many episodes we have. I do cringe a little when I listen to our first 1 or 2 episodes, like when it's us, because we just started out. We were little like podcast babies. I still remember us recording our first ever episode, and we were all staring at each other on
That was so
WhatsApp,
awkward.
and we were like, "Hi."
Yeah.
So
It was kind of weird because I remember I wasn't nervous until I had a microphone in front of my
Yeah.
face, and then we were like, okay, we're recording now, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to say.
I
And
don't know
even
what to
though we
say.
were prepared, like we had all our stuff and we were prepared for our blue light filters episode, I
Yeah.
was still like, yo, I still don't know what to say.
We've had
Yeah.
really
Yes.
good people come on our show.
Yes.
I'm very happy with every single person that came on. What's really funny and what we might have to start changing about our image on Four Eyes is I think everyone thinks that we're alcoholics because every time we interview someone, they come on the show expecting us to have a drink in our hands.
Oh yeah.
Always ask, like, I feel like they just listen to our happy hour episode and then they expect this level of like drunkenness for us to be on the interview because they'll always ask, oh, where are your drinks, ladies? And then we're like, we're not always
trying
that
to
drunk.
be professional here. No.
Trying to be professional.
Yeah, but,
But
yeah,
yeah.
I think it's because they watch the Q&A episode. They're like, okay, well, how do these girls like interact, or what are their personalities like? And we're like, ma. And it's like, oh no, that's probably not what you should like base your research on. But we're not drinking in this
Yeah.
one, except for Rab.
Except for me.
Except for Rav. So
We are going to take a bit of a break now before our next episode comes out. Our season 3 should start in the beginning of October, somewhere around there.
yeah.
Right?
Wednesday,
Yeah.
October 7th. Mark it on your calendars. That's when we'll have our next banger episode come out. Watch out for
Not
it.
with Dr. Banger.
So if there's a Dr. Banger out there, reach out to us because we need you on our podcast now. Deep On thinks you exist, so you definitely have to prove yourself, show yourself.
But yeah, thanks so much to our current listeners and new listeners for supporting us and listening to all our episodes. And we're so excited to kind of spend this break bringing you or getting prepared for season 3. So yeah, we can't wait to share it with all of you guys. And hopefully you guys like it as much as season 1 and 2 because we're pretty excited about it. So yeah.
Excited.
Thank you to everyone for listening to Four Eyes. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe and leave us a rating to give us feedback on how we're doing. You can also check us out on Instagram at 4eyesoptown for more content. Look out for new episodes every Wednesday. So until then, stay tuned.